Brother.
It's like
Of course it is. It's rocks.
shit. Ow! Dude, this hurts. This actually hurts. This is the project file. It's about. It's not much, to be honest. Not that it's supposed to be overly complicated or something. I'm gonna kind of just walk over everything and showcase what everything is going on and like why I chose to do certain things or what I did to certain sounds to get them that way. So yeah. So the main core of the song is a G Jones sample off his album Paths called Familiar Frontiers. I think it's the intro song to that album. If you haven't heard the song, here's like a quick of it. So this is the intro part of the song that you hear. The sample is actually pitched up, I think, about 200 cents. If I pitch it down. So what's on the sample? We have an Echo Boy, a parametric EQ2, an OTT, obviously. Kickstart, which doesn't come until later. Fruity Balance for sidechain purposes later. A Pro Q4, another Q, killing up some of the resonancies. There's some like really shitty frequencies in there. A multi-band compressor again from Pro-Am, using the low mid cleanup just to clean up a bit of the sounds that come after the OTT. And then a Pro Q2, again, just killing out some of that mid that was annoying me. Now this section is again a chop of the sample. I didn't do much sound design or much of my own melody writing. It was a basic chop of the song and I was like, it sounds good. It sounds like very vocally almost at times. So here's like the main section of the sample again. When I wrote that part, I was like running around my like dorm room. I was like, dude, this is awesome. This is the best shit ever. I'm like the GOAT at writing music. Like this is like beautiful. It has so much emotion to it. I was like, we're gonna work with this now. Now let's transition to the next part of the drop. It's basically the same sample going on from the beginning. With everything in the effects going on, this is what we get. There's all different chops of the song. I could not tell you where specifically in the song. The way I produce music is that, for example, it'll be like this, where I'll get a section of a chop that I make. I do a lot of what this is, where I'll just like scroll through and I'll be like... I'll just scroll until I find like cool chops. I'll do that a lot, and then I'll find chops that I like. And I just so happen to get this chop from like, doing just scrolling. That's like a way I just get some like cool ideas. Chop up some audio in a bunch of random places and just scroll doing this. Let's talk about drums. Drums in this are so simple. It's really funny. It's basic house drums. So we have this loop here. It's from Splice. Again, simple EQ, another simple EQ, and then just a fruity compressor because there was some of the transients were really loud. Kick. Very basic house kick, like very like vengeance ass kick. Adding that together with this, you get like the basic house pattern. Then basic 909 hats. This is very basic house stuff, you know, like. One thing I regret looking at this project file, I wish I cut the tail of this hi-hat a bit more. It's pissing me off how long the hi-hat tail is. And then we have this clap here. There's nothing on it. I catch myself doing that a lot where there'll be nothing on it. I'll just straight up put it in the audio. Like, it's just nothing. No EQ, nothing. The drums all together is like... have like this fill. I like this fill. Shout out the Daria Core slop kit or whatever it's called. In terms of effects, there's not many. Like this one from the Pierre Bourne kit. This other like glass breaking sound that Pierre Bourne also uses, I have a little bit of a delay on it. If I just play it dry, it doesn't hit as hard in my head. But all in all, we play it together. That's the chorus. Breaking on to the second half of that drop, not much has changed. There's like a ride I add here. Basically, the second half, there's not much that changes. It's the exact same thing, just adding a ride to like elevate the mood a little bit, or elevate, give it a bit more energy. Another one, a cool effect from not is this beam candy sound. I don't even really remember what it's from. It's from a Pierre Bourne kit that I have somewhere in my drum sounds. Now let's talk about vocals. This is the first time I've ever sung on a track, and I think you can tell how anxious or how scared I sound. This is the main vocal. Here's the first thing I'm saying. Wish I created more. So I'm saying I wish I created more. Then we have the second dub, which is a higher pitched version of it. Wish I created more. Shout out Porter Robinson. It's a higher pitched up. I'm using a little Ultra Boy with the drive a little bit up. And all together, you just get this dub here. Wish I created more. For the chain itself, I will be straight up honest with you. Do not copy this. This is bad engineering. If you try slabbing exactly what I'm doing on your mix, it's gonna sound terrible. Little cool thing here, the second half, everyone knows the sample. I think if you're listening to this kind of music. Ladies, booty bounce to this. There's a new sample shop here. We're using another one. My dog wants to start barking now. This is so funny. My dog wants to start barking now while I'm trying to record. So this is the new like sample part of it. You can see here we're automating a bit of a balance. I'm automating the balance that I talked about earlier because this is no longer 4 on the floor. And that only exists for like this 8 bars because then I go back to the kickstart. In terms of drums, I'll just play it out here. We have this. The Brooklyn Blood Pop sample, the hi-hat, shout out. We have this like Brazilian like block kick. We have 2 snares. We have a more Kismet snare that I absolutely love. I love this snare so much. But we basically have this. Shout out. Very dry. And then we have a Tracy Break snare. I love the name of this one. It's Boingy snare. And it's just... For the whole entire drum section, you get this. What the fuck? When did I use that? When did I have that in there? What am I doing in there? What am I? Dude, I cannot remember adding that. That's so funny. With everything besides the drums. This is the drums. So basically for vocals, it's again. Put me in a trance, now I'm gone. World record hitting, bitch, I put that to a song. There's so much non-treatment in this room. You could probably hear it right now. There's no there's like nothing. I think you could best hear it in like this section, like this one. World record hitting, bitch, I put that to a song. Like you could hear the echo coming from the room because it's so untreated. Then we're back to this, we're refraining. We're going back to the section we were just at or whatever the songwriters call it. And I'm online, cutting music, that shit on my mind. Whatever. And I'm it's all the same. It's all the same. Like, it's just so boring. This is my favorite part. Like, this whole section from here until the end is my favorite produced part of the entire song. Let me play the section first. We have a Yami Yugi sample from Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. I fucking love Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. So... In this section, we're going back to like the original, what we were doing before in the beginning of the song. We have this Serum here, which is a Serum 2 little sine wave that I made. Playing the melody that I have here. We got this here. I'm a big fan of using Fruity Convolver on the master. I'm a big fan of using Fruity Convolver on everything. Like, and that's why I'm having actually so much trouble like showing the project file, because I have my master chain is a nightmare. Like this is a nightmare. Like Fruity Convolver, Fruity Phaser, Fruity Reaver, Crystallizer, Porter, Flanger, and then this is the actual master chain. It's a Maximus, an SSL comp, a Pro L2, and a Q4. Like, this is all effects that I have on the master. I'm just a big fan of like putting big effects on the master chain. When you like just have like a bunch of like different things clashing on the same for like, you know, effects chain that you have on the masters, it can sound really cool. And that's why I feel like the drop hits harder a bit here. Is like we go from Convolver to non-Convolver, you know? So this section is pretty much the same. It's the same as this. It's just we're adding, you know, we're taking the Convolver out. I'm not gonna like re-show it. I said here.
Wrote a melody that I couldn't hear before. Said she loves my music and she heard it through my door. Wish I shared my talent more.
And then again, we're doing the Porter Robinson thing here, where
I wrote a melody that I couldn't hear before.
just a weird production choice was that I do the girl dub on the first line, dry on the second, third I put the girl dub back, and then the fourth I don't. I think I wanted it to be a bit more like emotional, like the dub, and then goes back to being very like, you know, isolated and emotional and like lonely, and then bring it back to being grand, and then making it again isolated near the end. I'll show you what turns on at this time. And then I mean we have some effects here like gunshot, like gun cock sound. So now we're gonna go over the last like bridge part, and this is probably the most like bigger produced part of the entire song. I think it's probably the biggest, or like, you know, like grander and probably more complicated part of the song. I'll play it out right now. So another sample right here. That plays throughout this whole thing. You can see it's the same thing, you know, kind of playing out. This little sample, which is the okay me sample. Okay. We have this pole sample, racer, gunshot. Okay, so this is where the more annoying I can't really show because I don't have it anymore. A big thing of mine alongside doing master, like, you know, adding just random stuff to the master, is then recording in Edison all that, the master channel with all the effects on. But basically what I would do is just put an Edison on the master right after all the effects to record the whole song through the effects and then get some cool samples out of it. This is a pure example of that. I mean, I could play like sounds like evil. Like evil, hear what I hear. So, and I get a section of that and I use it for this. So, for example, I think it's this. What's doing a lot of the heavy lifting here is this crystallizer plugin that I'm adding. Alongside that, I'm also automating an Echo Boy, and I'm also automating, I think that's actually, I lied. I think that's the only thing I'm automating. If I just play this for you with the crystallizer on it, it'll sound more fuller because of what's actually happening. So, for example, then adding without, you know, the crystallizer adding a lot of stuff to it. So this section here, very similar. Again, there's this sample. The crystallizer is turned off, but it's rising back up almost again to act like it's a riser. We have this little like kick and drum section. And like again, pretty much it's just this. And we changed the sample again here, like. Example, with the drums, we have this. We have a drum buildup. It's like groovy. And again, the portal we're automating is actually doing a lot of the heavy lifting in that effects because everything again is on the master, so it's a kind of thing. Let's go over this. It's the same drop. I just went over it. It's the drop from before. I don't really need to go over this again. Then we have this. This like cool. Let's go over this section. This is like the halftime break of it near the end. Same sample. I'm not gonna keep playing it. The drums though are different. So basically combining all the drums, you know, you get this. And then we have the Discord notification popping off here as like a percussion sound. Like we have this, which is like a open hat. We have the home switcher snare, and then this snare.
I don't even know what this is. That's so funny.
Yeah, man, that's pretty much it. I mean, like, it's the same thing going on here. Like, so the ending here is really simple. It's just a closeout of the original G Jones sample that we used. That's Hear What I Hear. That's the entire song. There isn't much going on, at least in this one. When I do the one for a C, that one's gonna be much more interesting because, I mean, like, there's much more happening in a C than this song in terms of like production. But yeah, that is Hear What I Hear. Thank you guys for watching. If you learned something, hopefully you probably didn't. This is not a very interesting project file walkthrough, in my opinion. I just want to say thank you for 1 year of Hear What I Hear. It's been an amazing journey releasing music under Mikeito for the last year now. Shout out to all my friends and everyone who encouraged me to start releasing music. Without them, I feel like I wouldn't be where I am right now in terms of my creative process and in terms of my creative ability. Everyone around me was the most supportive they've ever been during this time when I told them I was going to start releasing music. And yeah, so I'll see you guys in the C walkthrough video. Take care, guys.